Hey guys, what's up? Your boy Honest Blade. Anyways, a short video. At least I hope to make it short. So I want to talk about my personal opinions on introvert versus extrovert behavior mentality, whatever you want to call it. For those who know, I've said this so many times before. I'm an introvert. I'm that way because I'm used to being alone, my upbringing, how I was treated by other people, yada yada yada. But overall, I love my own company. Now, don't get me twisted. I appreciate communication every now and then. I'm happy to see other people thriving, and I'm happy when my friends or hang out with their friends. But I'm not. I'm maybe saying from this light, 'cause I want the light to kind of be glaring in your eyes. It's not bothering me, but it could be bothering someone watching the video. So I'm okay with my own company. Like I said, I have my roommate who's like a brother to me, who's my best friend. I care deeply about him. I have my mom, and I have my close friends I know for a very long time, and many of the friends I made on YouTube, mainly through YouTube. That being said, I am not for everybody. First and foremost, I'm just an awkward ass person. And while yes, on YouTube I have this happy person. I feel like obviously if I come on my channel like, hey guys, your boy Honest Blade. Yeah, I'm battling depression again. But anyways, here's some tech. And that ain't gonna bring no one no joy. That's terrible. If I'm in that kind of mentality, I shouldn't be doing nothing, no streaming, just get myself together. But when I'm like doing YouTube, I'm not interacting with you guys like in person. So of course I could put more a chipper personality. But that is my YouTube persona. My real persona is more lame, very keep to myself nonchalant. And that's because, first and foremost, I had this conversation with my roommate the other day, and we were talking depression a little bit. When you're aware of how the world works, how people treat other people, the laws, the craziness about racism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia, xenophobia, the list goes on and on. So, knowing all this stuff, it does make your perception of people very murky. And that's not saying every person that's not me is a bad person. That would be the height of conceit. That's not what I'm saying. However, being the way I am, like being bullied for my sexuality, the way I talk, um, maybe I look like a ragamuffin, etc., etc. Some things were within my control, some things were out of my control, more so out of my control. So I used to hate being alone because people did not want to deal with me. I was treated like a freaking red herring, or not red herring wouldn't be the right word for it. I'm like Ebola, like people really didn't want to mess with me. And anyone who did mess with me, it felt more out of pity versus a genuine friendship. So eventually, you know, you're ostracized, and then you eventually like you're like, okay, oh my god, this loneliness is actually peaceful. It used to drive me insane. Like I'm 34. I like to tell you guys my age, like every other video. But I would say maybe 14 years ago, I would have been nuts having to be my own friend. Drove myself insane. Even when I talk to myself, whatever, I would have been insane having to be my own friend because it was hard to set that no one to deal with me. Now, though, I fucking love it. Hell, I think sometimes I actually get mad when my friends want to involve me in too much of their stuff. Cause I'm like, no, 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 no. Like I'm getting overstimulated. I'm tired. I want to go out. If I do go out, I don't want to have to spend so much of my money. I don't want to be out for this long. So to me, and that's I'm getting older, and I just don't have that kind of energy. I want to be outside like that. That's just how I am, and that doesn't mean I don't love my friends, because I am going to say something about introverts as well. The problem with introverts sometimes we are so good with our own company, we can go days, weeks, maybe even months without really checking on our friends. And that doesn't mean we don't love our friends. It just means we're like, okay, we're good on our own. We don't got no man, we got no kids, we got no woman. We do not take care of no one in particular. So we are allowed to just be by ourselves. Because I would say this introverts can be parents, introverts can have boyfriends, girlfriends. In that case, that's a little different when you have a relationship, which I don't really want to talk about too much, but I'm gonna tackle it a little bit. When you're in a relationship, you gotta reciprocate the feelings to your partner. Now, you still can keep your core personality, your identity, etc., etc., but you got to show that you love your partner. Because if you are like on some introvert shit, your girlfriend wants to go to the movies, or when it's like a special day, you don't want to do nothing for your girlfriend. That's not good. You're being a terrible boyfriend. In that case, you need to stay single, and vice versa for a woman. And a parent, when you're a parent, you could be an introvert, but you still have to be a good parent. But when you're single, like Ma, you have no one, you have no boyfriend, no girlfriend. I have no kids, and my mom is still good. My mom is getting older, obviously, because I'm getting older. So I'm not worried about taking care of my mom yet. 'Cause obviously, I love my mom to death. When my mom gets that time where she needs me to take care of her, that's a done fact. If I'm alive, she's getting taken care of. I would drop everything I'm doing. Now, once but when you're like got no real responsibility outside of bills and just food, taking care of yourself, car fare, whatever you have to spend to get back and forth to work, you don't got to really interact with people outside of your duties. Like I work at a lot of booths, as you guys see in many of my vlogs. When I work a lot, I deal with people a lot of times, and I get overstimulated. But that's my job. I'm like, I can't tell a customer, okay, I dealt with five of y'all already. Get out of my face. That's being mad unprofessional. That's crazy. But when I'm home for the day, when I don't have no other responsibilities, as long as I'm not being a nuisance to my roommate and vice versa, I am not giving my time to nobody who I don't feel like giving my time to. Now, yes, my good friend Damien, shout out, and Damien's someone I consider a real friend. That's when Damien calls me, not all the time, but I try to make time for Damien because I want Damien to know, no, I consider you a friend. But now I'm going to use another example, and I doubt they'll see this, but if they do see it, okay. Nelly is someone I knew reached for Blue Sky. Nelly and me we didn't talk much, and to be quite honest, when who reached out to who more, Nelly reached out to me more. I think I reached out to Nelly once, and it was just more like a hello, goodbye. Now, I do not think Nelly's a bad person. Let's clear that up. I think he's a decent human being, but I don't think me and Nelly's personality gonna match. Plus, number one is an age gap, and thing is Nelly outside of his college stuff, which is a blessing. Nelly is very religious. We were talking about religion the other day. Me as a gay man, I was brought up as a Jehovah's Witness, a Christian first, then Jehovah's Witness. Basically, saying teachings only thing is when your Christianity goes more like Jesus is God, while it's Jehovah's Witness, obviously Jehovah's God, and Jesus is the child. But basically within the same spectrum, just certain key fundamental differences. So I'm on Blue Sky today, this evening because I can't sleep right now because the time of recording this is like 1 o'clock a.m. in New York. I see Nelly. I see a post for Nelly. I like, oh, it's a nice post. I liked it, but somebody told me there's like this little nagging in my head. Told me click on Nelly's page. Cause Nelly, when I had my Blue Sky, Nelly followed me first. I followed him back afterwards. By the way, with people who follow me on Blue Sky, I appreciate it, but I'm not following you all back. I didn't ask for you all to follow me. I appreciate kind people. I appreciate like-minded people. But just because we have a few things in common doesn't mean I'm automatically going to follow you back. So feel free to unfollow me. However, if you're someone who followed me first and I followed you back and then you unfollow me, I will take my follow. I will unfollow your ass back. That's only for people who follow me and did not follow you back. Feel free to unfollow me unless you really like the stuff I repost and whatever. Anyways, I click on Nelly's page and I see he unfollowed me. And I'm like, oh, you unfollow me. But I did not get mad. I'm like, I was more like, oh, shots. Because I'm like, well, okay. But I wasn't mad. I'm like, you know what? Because no tea, no shade. I don't consider Nelly a friend. Now, I think he's friendly. I have no bad, I have no ill will towards him. But I don't consider Nelly a friend. Not that like Damon unfollow me. I'm like, oh, I'm like, bitch. What's up? What's tea? What's going on? Nelly unfollowed me. It's like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna unfollow back, go about my day, and maybe we just stop talking. That's it. But like, there's no hard feelings because it's not someone I consider a friend. Someone I'm friendly to. I had a conversation here and there. He had to call me first. I decided to pick up the phone, but he's not someone I'm like, what's going on with Nelly? Like, even if I don't hear from Damien too much, so like Damien when he does his second strings, I'm like, hold up, bitch. Let me find what's going on with you. But with Nelly, it's like, if I don't hear from you again, as long as you're safe, as long as you're happy, I don't never have to hear from you to the rest of the days, to the end of time, whatever. Because I don't consider you a friend. Honestly, outside of recently meeting my friend's grandson James, who's a cool guy despite his family stuff, the real last person I think I befriended through social media, who I consider an actual friend, is Carlos. I would say outside my friends who like live in New York, I'll be here for a minute if I name them, and I don't want to give their names exactly because sometimes they like the privacy of that. Damien, Darnell, Chris, Siren, Neffy, Suki, Alex, Carlos, Mike, um, Neo Tengu, Justin, and I'm trying to make sure Lone Taurus. Those people I would consider friends. Paget from Twitter, you might have not heard from Paget ever since I left from Twitter. Um, and that's about it. Those are the people, and Solo Assassin as well. I would say Solo. I consider Solo Assassin a friend. But outside of those people I just named, everybody else I interact with, you are an associate. We are friendly. We have respect for each other. Like there ain't no beef. But you are an associate in my head. You're not someone like you come to me right now, jump my DMs. Like right now, have my financial woes, but I'm making it by. God forbid, if Chris jumps my D, like yo, honest, you got like $20 I can get. Darnell, Damien, if I have it, they got it. But let someone who I consider associate jumps in my DMs like, hey Onyx, you got $25? No, and I could my jacket be like have a nice $300 in my wallet and maybe $80 on my credit card. No, because I'm like at the end of the day, like I don't fool with you that level where I will put my neck on the line or inconvenience myself to benefit you. I'm sorry, we're associates. Like there's no beef, but you are not my ride and die. You're not. You're not someone I want to grow old and still be friends with. But now I want to touch on extroverts. This video is going on longer than I was meant to, but hey, extroverts. Not every extrovert is different. I don't think extroverts are all this. Yeah, hype, hype, hype. Friend, friend, friend. Now, that's very vague and, in my personal opinion, a very stupid way to explain an extrovert. But extrovert, in the most best way, is a people person. They like people. Not everybody. Obviously, there's people they like. Ugh. But extroverts like people. Thing is, with a lot of extroverts, not all, extroverts want you to match their energy. And when you're like, and the thing about extroverts tend to forget, when you befriend an introvert, you're befriending someone who doesn't socialize the way you do. But because you two have found common ground, you're able to form a friendship. But I think when the extrovert starts expecting their introvert friends to behave like them, that's when it gets murky. Because the extrovert should be smart enough, like, I like to go to parties. I like to have a good time with a bunch of people. I like to, meet people, da 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 da, whatever. My introvert friend, that's a good friend. If I need them for something, they got me. But they're not trying to go out all the time. They don't want to be talked to me all the time. And not like never. 'Cause like I said, going back, you're a bad friend if you never want to interact with your friends. You're a bad friend. Screw being an extrovert. And yes, I deal with depression. I deal with anxiety. But if you have a friendship that you want to hold on to, you gotta be able to reach out to them. You gotta make time for them. Understand, as being adults, we're all very busy. I know I'm saying having a friendship as an adult is a lot different than children. But I feel still you do try to make some time to say, hey, even shoot them a phone call, like, hey girl, I love you, just thinking of you. Hey guy, I hope you're doing well in the family. Love you, thinking of you. But when an extrovert has this mentality that, oh, you need to match my energy, it can get complicated because you knowingly befriended a introvert, yet you want your introvert friend to have extrovert energy. If you don't find you some business, or you need to go find more extroverts. And obviously, there's nothing wrong having conversation. Talk about your days. Don't get that twisted. But just be mindful. You friend an introvert. You didn't befriend an extrovert. And that introvert, especially the introvert's a bit on the older side, they've seen the world longer. While the introvert trusts you, while the introvert got love for you, your friendship, no matter how long it is, can never change the things that they went through in the past and why they're the way they are now. So that's one thing I would say by extrovert needs to respect with introverts. But overall, Bison, you trying to be in my video or no, child? Um, but anywho's, I just feel that way by introverts and extrovert relationships. I feel like some extroverts, not all obviously, have this crazy expectation of their introvert friends, and I feel like the expectation is, and if you gotta realize if it's not being reciprocated, don't force it. And another thing, speak of friendship before I wrap this up, because I am about ready to wrap this up. While I wholeheartedly believe we as people should treat each other with respect, love, and courtesy, and I think love, I don't mean like romantic, even platonic, like love, like, Treat a person like how you want to be treated. The same amount of love you want people to give to you is the love you should give back to other people. But we all cannot be friends. As long as we're not all enemies, which obviously that's not the case. But we all cannot be friends. It's impossible. We're not all gonna have common ground. You cannot put me in the room with Monique Samuels, Randy Orton, John Cena, Hillary Clinton, Nicki Minaj. Expect all of us to be friends. I might be lucky to be friends one or two of them, but not all of them. And that's how life works. No matter how many people you may have a lot of associates. That's another thing I can't stand people call everybody that they talk to their friend. And see something I had to learn. Not everybody you smile with, hello, give a light little chit chats to your friend. There are associates. Know how to say coworker, um, associate, a passerby, but not everybody's your friend. And I think a lot of things people need to get through their head. But my whole thing about introvert, I like my own company. And I keep moving my head and I like still beams through. I like my own company. I got used to my own company. Wasn't like that all the time, obviously. I'm the oldest of four boys, but like I have a very strained relationship with all my brothers. The only brother I have a decent relationship with is my youngest brother, Alex. But even then, me and Alex don't talk all the time. I am used to being my own person because when I had no one else, I had to become my own best friend. Because the only way I was able to get through a lot of things I got through, I had to be my own best friend. Now I'm thankful for the good friends I have now, but I had to be my own best friend. So now I'm like in this kind of mentality. I'm stuck in my ways. Can I appreciate friendships? Absolutely. But I am not a person. If my friends don't reach out to me, I'm like, why ain't hear from Damon? Why ain't hear from Miss Anna? Why ain't hear from Lisa? Why ain't hear from Jennifer? As long as you're alive, that's what I care about more. As long as you're healthy, as long as you're safe. If there's too much quiet, trust me, I know how to pick up my phone and say, hey, haven't heard from you in a minute. I ain't expect you to chit chat. Just want to make sure you're okay. Love you. Take care. But as an introvert, and I only speak for myself, but I'm pretty sure any other introvert can relate to this. We're not trying to be buddy buddy with everybody. We're cool just going to work, coming home. We're cool just having good Wi-Fi, some good food. Call it the day. Another thing about me I noticed and realizing, and I'm gonna say this part, and I don't know. I was watching a video about this. I might touch about it in the more in the future. I'm a weirdo, and I know that. But I'm a gay man. But as I'm getting older, I don't know what it is exactly. Like I like the idea of a relationship, but I don't want to be in a relationship. And I find it so like I have the fantasy of a good guy, but I'm like when I think about the actual relationship part, like, ooh, girl, no. And I don't know what that is exactly, but I maybe it's just a weird phase. Maybe I meet the right person, I won't feel that way. But it's like I like the idea of a relationship versus actually dealing with relationship responsibilities. But anyways, I'm gonna wrap this up because I talked a lot more. My goal was to make this 15 minutes. I mean, not 15, 10 minutes at max, but it's almost 20 minutes. So that's all I want to say for now. Peace, take care, honest, play out. Love you guys. Stay safe and treat people the way you want to be treated. Ciao.